You just took me back 10 years ago when you said that, having this visual image to make it work for you. The Smooth video, one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen you feature in the Smooth video, the beautiful brunette woman, and that video worked so wonderfully. That Supernatural record really started you on a resurgence, as I mentioned. 102 weeks in the Billboard charts, I think 12 of them at number one. 9 Grammys, which was unheard of for a single project. What was it like having that much broad acceptance that far along in your career? What did that feel like?
It gave me a sense of gratitude that I never known before, and even more now. Because one thing is, like my mom said, one thing is for people. One thing is to be popular. Another thing is for people to actually like you. You know, so when you walk down the streets of the world, I mean Malaysia, South America, Europe, Japan, everywhere, and children and older people, they look at you, you know, in a meany way, but nevertheless the same way. Like Michael Jackson, it's an incredible compliment. I mean, yesterday. I went to Andre Agassi's school here in Las Vegas, and there was children. I mean, these children were like, they're not even 12, and they were like, oh. And they was like, they looked at me like, you're Santana, and they were like, oh. And they were like, hey man, how you doing? And they looked at me the same way that I would look at, you know, Mandela or Coltrane or Miles Davis. You know, it's the same honor of admiration, you know. So because of Supernatural, I was able to enter a whole other plateau of grandparents, parents, teenagers, and little children, where here's the word again, where they trust you enough for them to give you their attention, because you know children don't have a long span attention. They can just pick you up and drop you really quick. But when they stay with you, man, they're like, you know. So I owe so much to God and the angel Metatron, of course, Clyde Davis, Deborah, my ex-wife, who was very methodically felt that it was important for Clyde Davis and I to reconnect. She was the architect of that, you know, and God bless her heart, you know, it worked.
Because we're on the subject of romance and wives, it was this year, was it not, that you at least waited until her drum solo was finished, and then you proposed to the woman you're going to marry? I'm wondering about a date. Have you set one? And tell me about that proposal, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. I proposed to her in Chicago, in this big place, after her drum solo, and a voice just told me, you know, this is the place, this is the time. And I asked Cindy Blackman if she would be my wife and she would marry me, and she said yes. And you know, I feel really grateful because I'm the kind of person that I need to share so many blessings. You know, you can't play 62,000 people in Morocco, fly home to nothing.
No.
You know, and it's been a while. It's been like close to 3 years, 4 years. And the way things happen with Cindy and I is it's pretty much like the movie West Side Story, where Maria and Tony see each other for the first time and everything disappears, you know. With all respect to my immediate family and everything, everyone understands that I have the right, just like they have the right, to have a complete, absolute hug, you know, where you're able to feel spiritually and physically validated. It's really, really important, you know. When people don't do that, then you have problems like the Catholic Church has problems with priests and the Pope. You know, it's a gift to be able to co-share emotionally and physically. If you don't, you're going to have some serious problems.
And Carlos, some people have said, and I agree, there's no greater gift than a second chance.
Well, where I am is, it is true, because where I am now is like I'm more appreciative of, I look at things like the way grandparents look at children now. The way grandparents look at children, they don't see, you know, like, and then so-and-so hurt my feelings, And then grandparents don't like, whoa, what's his name? Let me go beat him up. Or grandparents go, oh, honey, well, how does that feel? They help you crystallize that moment of, how does that make you feel? Well, it hurt my feelings. Grandparents know that 15, 20 minutes later, you're going to be playing with that child again. So I'm invested in a clearer way, again, the aerial view, to see that for Cindy and for my children and for my band, I'm able now to have less and less and less fear of taking things personal. When you take things personal, you ruin the moment because you got in the way again. So I have this other gift now of being able to not drown in a glass of water anymore.
And taking things personal, I think, and someone pointed this out to me, is sometimes the problem or the pitfall is assuming intent. We don't know what somebody means when they say something sometimes. It may be something very positive, but assuming that it's negative takes us to a place that could be dark.
Exactly. There was a gentleman here at this restaurant, Emerald's, who heard we were coming, Chad, Cindy, and I, and I don't know how, but he said, last time you were here, people were asking you a lot for autographs and photographs, so we put you by the kitchen. I hope you don't mind. I said, no, thanks, very thoughtful of you. But he literally put us by the kitchen, right next to like the bathroom and everything. I was like, I ain't fucking sitting over here, So I was like, I said, hey, calm down. It's like the guy meant well, But if I hadn't been where I am now, I would have said, what the hell's his problem? Because she's black and I'm Mexican, he's going to put us in the garage or what, And I don't know if he knew totally what, like you said, I didn't know what intentions were, but I had to go higher into taking the higher road. Because who I am and who Cindy is and Chad is not going to change by where he sits us. I still said, I'm not sitting in there. And especially because he said, the place is kind of full today, so, we put you by the kitchen. It was literally in the kitchen, and the place was half full. So I had plenty of ground to go out and go negative and dark, And I said, no, I'm not going to sit here. We're not going to sit here. So I looked at another person and I says, we like that table over there. So, and I don't, the maitre d's, the gentleman said that the place was packed, but it's not even half full. So we're going to sit over there. They said, oh, shoot anywhere you want to. And I says, okay. So that was a perfect example of validate exactly what you just said. We have the choice now not to let anyone make us feel less. And that's a beautiful thing to arrive at.
I'm looking at my time, and if he comes in right at 3, we're going to run out of time maybe. If you're able to stay at all longer, great. And if you're not, that's fine too. Let's get into the songs.
So,
you come right out of the gate with full force. One of the rock's incredible singers playing the riffs of one of the top 5 guitarists in the world, according to many. Talk about Whole Lotta Love and Chris Cornell nailing that vocal for me.
Well, I'm really grateful to Chris. He really nailed it because he also, like a surfer, ride the wave of the band. The band put it to him into the song because the groove of Whole Lotta Love, it has an edge, like hard edge hip hop from the ghetto, like. That kind of thing, like so it's not your it's not, we're not like a Holiday Inn band trying to rip. No, that's not the energy that I want. So he had to come up to that energy. Because I purposely wanted Tupac Shakur, or if he was here, or Nas, to do that song. We changed it later. We went to Back in Black. So It's a wonderful way to start the CD because it has it has a very very effervescent energy of the 14 to 27 energy, young people.
It just rocks.
Explore Music wears English Laundry apparel.